Did you know that there are actual gorilla doctors working across 3 countries to protect them? Well, join me as Daniel Entakirutimana takes us behind the scenes. Daniel, welcome to the Nifty Travel Podcast.
Thank you very much, Alex. Thank you for having me today as your guest. I'm very happy for being here today. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're most welcome. And what I always like to ask is about your earliest memories of travel.
Yeah, about my earliest memory in travel. First of all, I will start from my childhood when I was a very young boy in primary school. We used to live near the Lake Kivu. Is one of the famous lakes here in Africa. So I was a very young boy who loves to go on Lake Kivu for just trying to see how the community, like those fishermen who do traditional fishing, how they do it, how they make fishing, how they do such things, the songs that they sing. I was really happy to hear them doing their job. And with this time, I had a friend who were living in America, who is American, but they came here in Rwanda as a missionary for supporting in a hospitals by giving some services based health care. So I used to take them to show them how those things are very lovely, and they used to see they saw something like the passion in traveling in me. So they took me for one of the park, which is called the Nyungwe National Park here in Rwanda, also to visit some other animals like chimpanzee, birds, and even doing canopy walk. It was really interesting and very lovely. So that time is the time that I can say that it was the startup of trying to think about my journey in tourism. So that's what I can say. But it was really something really lovely, and still when I try to remember that moment, I can say it was really amazing to me.
Oh, wow. So really, the love of tourism came very early for you. You knew what you wanted to be.
Definitely.
But of course, that's not the first thing you did, because I noticed from your LinkedIn bio that you have an interest in biotechnology. So what led you to want to go on a 3-year course?
When I was in high school, I had also a passion of trying to go to school for trying to see if I can become someone like doctor for treating some patients, because my parents are also nurses and even doctors. So they was like my role models. So I used to see them doing these things, and I see that is a very good thing. So my approach was to become a nurse. But once I've done my high school, the marks that I got was not very good to allow me to go for doing medicine. So I tried to see how I can switch into another thing that I can be interested in. So that's how I said, let me try biotechnology. So I forwarded with biotechnology, and then with this time I shifted. I tried to study biotechnology, but at the same time doing hospitality since 2021. And that's where also that think of tourism came back to me. But also with community-based tourism, I was trying to see if I can do something like creating some projects that can benefit community, but with integration with tourism, so that I can have make the big impact using tourism with also the skills that I've got from the university.
Well, it sounds like you did lots of things. So now you have a company today, but this wasn't the first thing you did. You began by doing day tours. Tell us how you got to start that day tour agency. What was that?
Oh, thank you very much. I started by doing tourism with a small company which is called the Day Tour Agents, and with that, I've tried to give some day tours, especially for here in Rwanda. It was like highly focused on domestic tourism, but my target later on, I've seen that it's not good for me to remit myself by giving the only local people these services, and I tried to approach the way that I can offer like safaris like for multiple days, and with the name I've seen that I may maybe sometimes for the coming days I may maybe face like the limitation of that people who are going to search my company name on Google, like day tour agents, maybe they can think this company is giving only 1 day tour. So, and I'm looking like multiple days tour. So, in my feelings, I felt like it may limit some clients. So, I said, let me try to see how I can change the name of the company so that I can look like the other one that can look like global, that can allow anyone who is looking for a tour, maybe day one or multiple days tour, to make it simple for those people so that I can help them very nicely.
Yeah, and that's how you came up with the word Swift then.
Swift Africa Safaris. Yeah.
But Rwanda's not the only country that you help tourists visit. So what thought process did you go through to choose the other countries you operate in?
Okay, thank you very much for that really important and very interesting question. With that, when I was running day tour agents, I have my cousin who is also in real estate, business. So he is also mostly here in Africa traveling. We've also trying to make some projects, but is on the other side, which is not tourism. So she asked me to, because with that time I was running data edge, I used to have some inquiries of people who are coming from Tanzania and Uganda, trying to ask me, why can you remit yourself with observation of what I've been doing? So with the help of that, my cousin, she connected me with some other operators and even some guides. So I made my travel to Uganda and try to see if I can connect with other peoples and try to see how the situation and the environment is, so that I can see if I can be able to run my business. So with that, I tried my best to see what are the requirements to have like the branch over there. So I made it clear. So then I forwarded it for it to start offering the tours over there in Uganda. Next, I shipped it to Tanzania. After that, after seeing that I have already in those countries, is where also with the combination of what I say, that made me to think I'm already running this business in various countries, and I'm having only this. I have this only name that is limited to the tours that I'm offering. So I have to change it. That's why I changed my name, the name of the company, and also with those ways of approaching other destinations like Uganda and Tanzania.
Now, the first thing that most people think about when they want to visit Africa are safari. And I noticed on one of your posts, you were suggesting people should think about what they should pack. And of course, I naturally think about, well, I will take my camera. But what other things should travelers be thinking about?
very much. Very good question. I can say safari is like the best thing. Everyone from either out of Africa or even in Africa and even in the inside of the country, when they are going to safari, it's like very, I can say, very wonderful moment everyone is waiting for. So the first thing that I can tell people to pack is the camera, because they need to capture like the memories, everything, because everyone needs to remember what they experienced from on the safari. So the next thing that they can pack is like the sun heart, that one with this, and here African sun doesn't play, so that's why they have to come with it, and also with the sunglasses. When you are comfortable, experiencing a safari is really something comes by its own. So you have to be comfortable so you can experience your safari. The next thing that people need to pack is about clothing. People need to pack something which is friendly to the environment that they are into. Like if it's a green clothes, like brown pants, even boots, hiking boots, because in the bush sometimes people like to combine with a short walking safaris in different parts, like Kuga or Kagera in Rwanda, and even Serengeti in Tanzania. It is very possible for watching and even seeing other animals. So people need to pack the hiking boots, which are comfortable for them, and also they need to pack water for drinking on safari, because when you're spending a day moving around the park, people have to go with some water, because they will need to drink some water to rehydrate themselves, and also they need to pack snacks. But something that I can say for us and even other safari companies, they pack those things for their clients in order to make them, when you are coming in Africa, you need to pack less, but very smart. So for our company, we pack for our clients, and even other companies, they do. So there's some things that our companies handle for their clients in order to help their clients to experience their safaris very well.
Yeah. And one thing I saw mentioned was that there are family-friendly safaris. What makes a safari family and children-friendly, do you think?
Oh, I think we also made a blog about that on our website. Maybe people can go there and they find it and they read more information about it. So what I can say about it now is that some families, when they are planning, people, even in general, people, when they are planning to come to Africa for experiencing safari, so sometimes they think, oh, I have these children who is still young. Is it possible that I can go with him or her at this certain age? Being confused with that, and they also need to carry their children on a safari to experience this interesting and very adorable moments. So I can say that here in Africa, there are available family-friendly safari and also kid safaris, and not the same like for gorilla trekking. There's some safaris which are limited for the kids, and there are other ones which are friendly for it, because of the safety and even conservation purpose. Like gorillas, they don't want to carry the children. They don't have to come with the children under 15 years old because of the safety. Those kids who are under a certain age, they are mostly likely to play some games, childish things, and when they do these things in the park, sometimes they can make some disturbance to the animals like gorillas. So they are not allowed to come with such children, because it can be harmful to children and even the animals. So that's why. But there's also another safaris like when you go on game drive safari in because of their vehicles and there are some guidelines they set to follow. It is very possible to come with your family and have big experience with professional guides. They are available. Different companies offer them, and even our company, Swift Africa Safaris. So it is very something I can say people, when they are coming with their children, in family in general, so they have to pack also like binoculars, those things that children are, when they have, like, you know, when you give binocular to children and tell him, you just look the line over there, you just see the birds, certain birds, it is really something lovely, so children get happy for it. And also with the guidelines and how the arrangement is, it makes a family-friendly safari to be possible, and very good for someone who is experiencing it.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned the gorilla trekking. Of course, that is something lots of people think about and wonder if that's something they can go and do. Tell us a bit about what's involved in the trekking.
Like you want like a small information about gorilla trekking?
Yeah, you offer gorilla and chimpanzee trekking. So tell me about how they're organized.
Okay, thank you very much. For here in Rwanda, but the rules and the regulation are kind of the same, because they are like the partnership between countries here in Rwanda, Uganda, and even Congo DRC. So about conservation, they are what we call gorilla doctors. They are working in those 3 countries to protect them. So some rules are very is the prices. I will focus on Rwanda and Uganda because are the countries where I can offer those tours about for gorillas. For gorillas, I can say is the experience that is very unique, as the species are unique and they're very endangered, and a small amount of them that are raised here in the world. So the experience starts early morning by 6:30. You are supposed to be park for permit verification, and then you held with your park rangers and even guides to the park for experiencing to see the gorillas. And this experience can be maybe some people may think it's just to go and walk, like very simple one. This experience requires some hikes. People have to hike for some hours, maybe 1 hour, 2 hours, based where the gorillas have been for last night. And when you go there, you with your park rangers and guides, before you leave the park office, you are supposed to declare your fitness, if you have some other disabilities, such things, so they can organize, because there are some gorilla families who are very near the gates of the park, and the other which are far, which are going to require much time for hiking to reach to them. So for those one which are very near, it can take even 1 hour. Sometimes you can go and get to them easily, but putting coverers in certain groups for which is going to visit any family of the gorilla, it depends on the fitness of someone, ages, and the other recommendations. So visiting gorillas is really extraordinary, but even though it's really extraordinary experience, but you have to spend only 1 hour with them. When you reach to them, you have to spend an hour with them, because of, they are really relative to human genetics. So that means they are very sensible to human diseases. So that's why they remit the time for being with them, so you cannot affect them, just for the purpose of conserving them. And the same way, like chimpanzee in Nyungwe National Park, also the age limit, minimum one is 15 years old for being able to visit them. And also you have to spend 1 hour after reaching to them, but not like gorillas, you don't hike, but you have to take a walk. But also that walk requires some fitness, because, you know, they also live in families, and they sometimes go far in the park, and or sometimes they are very near. So that's why they just have the way they track where they are, and knowing having the information of where they are, they have been like last night, so they can know how they are going to organize the way to reach to them. So for Rwanda, it can sound very expensive, because for gorilla trekking, because it's a 1,500 USD, which is different from Uganda. As I said, it's in Uganda, it's only 800 USD. You see, from Uganda, it's kind of not expensive, and here in Rwanda, it can sound expensive. But the differences with the region. For Uganda, it requires much energies for trekking, because there are very steep ways to get to them. But for Rwanda, it is very easy to get to them compared to Uganda. Yeah, that's what that I can say. And for chimpanzee in Uganda, there's a park called the Kibale National Park, is where those chimpanzees are very found. And some people like to combine those this tracking of chimpanzees with bird watching, because it's also another best experience here in Africa. And you know, Uganda is one of the country that is having high rate of the bird species, which are like immigrant one, and the other one which are normally living there in Uganda. Yeah, that's what I can say in brief about it.
And of course, the best way to experience it is in small groups.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely. The arrangement the parks do is to arrange people in groups which are not more than 8 people. So there are different groups, but per day, each group which is going to visit any one of the family of gorillas has to be only 8. So each group of 8 goes to visit one mountain gorilla. So that means there are really limited the number of people who go to visit the mountain gorillas.
One thing I wanted to ask you about is that about how to visit Rwanda like a local. Can you tell me how that differs from just an organized tour?
Okay, thank you very much. Traveling like a local is visiting country, having full information about the countries. So for anything that you do, you cannot make any mistake, or whatever you do, you are very aware of what you are doing. So for Rwanda, as you asked me, like how a person can travel to Rwanda like a local. So most people, when they are coming here in Rwanda, they are confused about how are the people, how is the environment, how is the security. So what that I can say about that is that Rwandan community or Rwandan people are very welcoming people, and they don't have anything like what that I can say is there are these people who are good and very open to communication. So, and there are those people who, when you try to speak like any word from our language, which is not English, just Kinyarwanda. Like imagine you are coming from UK or USA or any other countries from the world, and it seems that you are not a Rwandan people. So when you try to approach any Rwandan by saying Amakuru is like, say, how are you? So they directly feel like, oh, how this person know this, and they come to you trying to ask you some questions about where you come from, everything. So they are very people who are wonderful, and they really like to help anyone who is traveling to our country for overcome any certain situation or getting some information when they know that information. So having skills about our language is the first key. So when you are coming to Rwanda, you have to try to know at least 2 words or 3 words, and once you try to speak that one word to any local, everything is I can say like deal done, because you already traveled the country. So people will come to you and start to ask you different questions, and they will even teach you more other things about our culture and our languages. So that's, I think, knowing 1 word at least from our language is a key. And also, there's something that I can say that can be challenging in our country. We are having this culture or understanding that says that, especially in the rural areas, you don't have to wear like you have to cover your body very well. So when you go to visit the community, you have to cover your body very well. So it's a like sign of respect, and also a sign of like good people, like you know, like the spring person. So when they see you look like that, they are very also, it's another key for opening the doors to give you information, and they're having best experience with them. So that's another thing that I can say. And also another thing that people should know about before coming to Rwanda, in order to experience Rwanda like a local, is also knowing about our history. So we have a very history, which I can say it is very terrible, about genocide against Tutsi in 1994. So people nowadays still they still have they can still feel the history. So when you come to Rwanda, you have to avoid speak about those things, trying to that can make people remember what happened, and make them feel like traumatized about the history. So that's another thing. And when you are coming here in Rwanda, for many tour operators that operates here in Rwanda, they mostly like to give the tour to Kigali Memorial Genocide, so they can visit the place and they learn more about the history, so they can also get further information about how they are going to behave in the community of Rwandans for best experience and best understanding about the countries since before. Yeah, that's like the brief of what that I can say about visiting Rwanda like a local. And another thing that I can't go without saying is that anyone who is coming to Rwanda have to be open to communication, have to be open to trying new dishes, because Rwandans are really good cook. They have very delicious dishes that's awaiting many travelers who are coming to Rwanda to try. So I can say that when you are visiting Rwanda, you have to be open to learning, to trying new things, and trying to be like very that person who really want to travel like just like a local. Yeah, as the question is.
Yeah, well, absolutely. I think if you want to be a traveler, you have to be curious.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Now, one thing you've written about is how ecotourism is changing Rwanda. Can you tell me what you mean and what is changing?
Okay, thank you very much. This question is really very nice, and thank you for asking me that question, because the reason why I can say our company is a focused to ecotourism. So here in Rwanda, ecotourism is really changing Rwanda, as you said. So people, let's say the country, let's start from the country. So the country has set the guidelines of the way tourism have to be connected directly to the community. So like, if I'm going to say, when travelers are coming to Rwanda and they want to have cultural experiences, those experiences like homestays, like other festivals, those community are the one who comes their products like handicrafts, like stays, those homestays, giving some dishes. They prepare different things that travelers are coming to see here in Rwanda. So I can say that our tourism, the way it's structured, it emphasizes tourism to put the community first. So by knowing how to treat the community, by knowing how to promote children's life, with the community-based tourism, you have to promote children's life by also sending them to schools, by not using the children's in business instead of taking them to schools. I can say how really tourism is changing, ecotourism is changing. Rwanda is first of all in the understanding, like the mindset of the community. So people are seeing some different opportunities, and with the awareness of different eco-tour companies that do community-based tourism, is really changing how people understand about the tourism, about how everything is for everything that is going on here in Rwanda is being changed by the ecotourism. And also, I can say on the part of the government, there's a certain percent that comes from from permits that the clients buys. So the government reinvest into the community directly by building some hospitals, by building some schools, in order to make the tourism having the direct impact to the community. And also, let's say if it's a breakfast, if it's another thing that is going to be needed near the parks, the community are the one which is giving those things to the tourists. So when they get the money from that, for community themselves, it helps them to develop as a community based tourism principles highlights. So I think here ecotourism here in Rwanda is changing various things for in the development of the community, in terms of understandings, in the development of infrastructures and everything, by also developing new experiences that people coming from abroad can have and they feel like they want to call Rwanda like a home.
Yeah, well, I'd be very interested to hear about some more about some of the projects that you've been doing, because I think it will help visitors understand what those changes actually mean. So I was reading about the land care food production. So how is that? How's that improving? Is that improving farming and food production for individual communities?
Okay, thank you very much. For our community project, we are into food sustainability and also conservation, basically for now. So for food sustainability, starting for food sustainability, we are having our company Swift Africa Safaris is having a partnership with University of Ines Ruhengeri. So where we take different, with also an awareness of giving the proper skills that farmers can use in food sustainability to get best product, and also with the quality, so we can access any market on the world by helping the community to earn different amount of money, so they can get developed themselves.
I wanted to ask you about the tree regreening project. So has there been a period of where trees have been lost? So how are you going about reintroducing trees?
Thank you very much. And what that I can say about TreeDee Green project is the project that have different events like awareness event, tree planting events annually. So where we work with other NGOs, and currently we are working with the NGO based in USA called Rowesna Restoration Initiative. So we are having this approach of planting over 1,000 trees annually. So we sit down and see, we make like making prioritization and see the region which is being affected with these environment changes. So we go there with helping trees according back to the research. We plant those trees in order to make the impact of reducing the effects that caused with the deforestation by planting those trees. So it's not only in certain destinations. We are working with also another environment clubs to plant those trees annually. So we make sure that the year ends with the best results of that. We've planted more than 1,000 trees. You can think that it's only 1,000 trees, but we find our way to plant more as we can, so we can make sure that the impact that we are making by planting trees is very effective, not as name, but also not only by name as it is, but highly ensure that our impact that we are making is really effective. So we don't only stop by there. We just reach to the community and try to make the awareness, because here, especially for little people here in Rwanda, but not only here in Rwanda, but other African countries, and I think also in other countries, there are many communities which are currently still see the forest as the main resources of the income, the main source of income. So we make sure that we make the awareness of what trees are giving to us, and make sure that they understand how they need to protect why they need to protect them, and how they need to protect they may protect them by emphasizing them to plant the trees as we are doing, by also showing giving the opportunities, if you have seen a project of ours which is called the EcoHive Guardians, is one of the successful project that is also doing the same by protecting the Nyungwe forest, but also giving the opportunity the community to have benefit on other thing which is not the park, so they can gain the income without harming the park. So that's what I can say that we do by raising awareness, but also making those events of planting trees to ensure the best conservation.
So it's conservation, but it is also regeneration.
Yes, that's true. That's true. That's how the project is.
Well, it's a fantastic idea. So our beehives, I've seen some pictures. So are they particular to the areas in which they're being introduced? So that they were there before, and beehives are being reintroduced.
So the way the EcoHive Garden is doing is like, first of all, we have seen that based on the other project that we do, we based on the research studies. So we can go to make something knowing what exactly we are going to solve, like the issue that we are going to remove. So we can make the work that is reasonable. So what that I can say is EcoHive Guardians have seen the impact of that. The community around Nyungwe National Park is benefiting, is getting the income from the farming, and also by hunting some animals from Nyungwe. So that's time we said, okay, let's go and see what we can contribute. By seeing what we can contribute, we say that we have the buffer zone of the park where we can put the hives, and for getting the organic honey, which is having high demand on the worldwide. So with that demand, we told us we can get the best market for the community, so they can get higher income. And we said, okay, we are going to empower them by giving them the hives. And also we said we are going to find a way of teaching them how they can do farming, which is not going to affect the park negatively. By when you do farming near the parks in not proper ways, it can make some species to be eliminated, and we never see them again. So we said we have to teach them how they can do the farming very well, so they cannot harm the park. So with this initiative, we have successfully made it to help them to get the production, the best production, and for this time they were focused highly on the business of honey selling business, instead of hunting the animals, instead of doing farming, which is harming the park also. So with this initiative, you see, with our studies, we can see, like, nowadays we are having the hope that in the coming days we will not see or listen any news about the people who had been there in the park to hunt for animals, who are still doing farming which can harm the park. We will only see the people who are getting the benefit from conserving the parks. And then not only at Nyungwe, we are trying to approach Volcano's National Park here in Rwanda also, in order to ensure that our impact is really wide to the country and the community.
Yeah, well, it's a good idea. So are you seeing examples of local, unique economies growing as a result?
Like the results of the project in terms of economic?
Yeah, so like little bubbles of economies, in a community, in the park. Are you seeing that growing?
Yes, definitely. There's a growing in terms of economy. You see, it's been like the third times having the harvesting, making the harvesting. So with the project, we've tried to find the market for those honey that community is producing. So with that, we made the high production, maybe over, if I remember, it's over 10 tons of honey. So we've sold all this amount of honey, and this time there were some families which had children that they don't take to schools. But now with the awareness of conservation, because we are doing community-based tourism, how much they need to take their children to school. So we tell them to take their children to school, and we also tell them to work together with the financial institutions, so they can get funds and even other opportunities for creating their own businesses, not relying to the park, but those businesses which will help them to develop themselves without relying to the park. And now we can see some impact that is growing, and we are having a hope that in the coming days it will be something really big that we will see and say, wow, we did something really good.
Yeah, well, something to feel good about. So when it comes to the national parks, many of the countries that you visit are blessed with many parks. How do you decide which parks to take visitors to? Because I've been told of examples where lots of people might go to one park, which makes it puts a pressure on that local park, but there are examples of other parks which are not quite so well known, which are hardly getting any visitors at all. So how do you manage your visits?
You mean like giving like the suggestions of the parks that people can visit, which are not?
I was just going to give you an example of a lady was telling me about the park in Kenya, where she was explaining, well, everybody goes there. So many people there that there are more people than there are animals. So, but there are many other beautiful parks. So how do you advise visitors to get the best experience, but also not upset the animals and the ecosystem?
Yes, thank you very much. I like that question because it's really regarding the conservation, and I really like the people who are into conservation. And before I answer, I would like to emphasize anyone who who will watch this conversation of ours to be very into conservation, because where we are going, we are heading nowadays. We are having many risks, and if we don't take any action, we are the one who are going to face the risks, or our children's or our next any next generation. So for today, what that I can say here in Rwanda, I can say that most of the parks, and maybe not any park that I know so far, which is really giving the opportunity, which is not doing something beyond the conservation. But there's some parks that people don't know about, where they can go and contribute to conservation and have a best experience. Like let me start from here in Rwanda. From here in Rwanda, I can suggest people to visit the park, which is called the Buhanga Eco Park. Is the park where you can have the best experience about nature for nature enthusiasts, and also watching birds, and also having history part within the park, because it's where our kings, the kings who used to rule Rwanda, used to go first after being nominated as the kings. So they used to go there and do some activities for blessing them, if I can say, for making simple to everyone to understand, so they can leave the place having the hope of that no one ever will be able to fight them like the enemies of the kingdom. So this park is having various things, but it's still having a low number of visitors visiting it. Regarding to the best experience is just offering to the people who visit it. And what that I can say is, when the people comes to visit it, is that every activities that they do is done by the guidelines of on the guidelines of conserving the ecosystem, and without disturbing the animals within the park. And also I can say people, I can emphasize people, because most of the people think about safaris, going on a game drives, going to watch wildebeest migration in Tanzania, going to Kruger National Park for watching some also Big Five and the other things. But I can also emphasize the travelers who are coming abroad, and even here in Rwanda or other countries, any countries on the world, to emphasize, to highly go to look also on the side of experiences, like not only going to the parks, but also visit like some trails. Let me say, here in Rwanda we have the trail which is called the Kongonero trail. Is the trail that's where you can meet with the animals, like monkeys, like birds, like many different animals, but also give you the chances to meet the communities and have cultural experiences and get more awareness about about Rwanda and its nature. So I can now encourage people to visit Buhanga Eco Park, visit also Akagera National Park, and also from Uganda, Queen Elizabeth National Park is the park also that looks like a little bit like Akagera National Park, and it is now having a low number, though it is having a high number of people who are visiting it. But when you're going to compare the way everything is done and how the animals which are there, you can say there's still a gap of the people need to come to visit. So that's why I can emphasize the people to come to visit also Queen Elizabeth National Park, because it's having many things and very adorable experiences that everyone can be happy to experience. Yeah.
And you were mentioning trails. So going on different hiking trails, then is that really the best way to experience the whole country then?
So I can recommend Kongonero Trail, as I said. And also we have other trails within Nyungwe National Park where people can hike and can do canopy walks. And they are really they're having best experience that everyone can be happy to experience. And for South Africa, I can encourage people to experience a garden route, and also a place which is called the Vigogwe. So it's another place which is having a very large, beautiful landscape where people experience cultural things, and they also having opportunity to see some birds, and also having the beautiful mountains of Volcano's National Park, and also the hills surroundings. And it is neighbor to the park which is called the Gishwati-Mukura National Park. It's the new park which is growing. The last one that I can suggest is that one of Vigogwe, because it's a really neighborhood to the park which is called the Gishwati-Mukura National Park, which is a new park here in Rwanda. They made a restoration, if I can say, and they tried to introduce some animals, though there were other animals. Like monkeys, and also there are birds. They are also trying to see if they can bring some other animals in order to make the park having a wide biodiversity and get to the international level where most people will be able to visit it for various activities.
Yeah, fantastic. Now, one thing some visitors like to do, they like to feel the sense of adventure. So you offer things like cycling, and some people like to get wet and go and do some whitewater rafting. So can you tell me about some of the more adventurous things people can do?
Okay, thank you very much for adventurous things. I can say that here in Rwanda there are many various things, and even from Uganda, and even Tanzania, every destination, and even South Africa. But for now, I can say for cycling, here there are many ways or many regions where you can do biking or cycling, if I can say. There's a lake which is called the Twin Lakes. It's a twin lakes that have been formed due to the volcanic eruptions. It's also near Musanze National Park, Musanze, where Volcano's National Park is. So most people, after doing mountain gorillas or golden monkeys, or visiting Buhanga Eco Park, or even after visiting the Diana Forest Tomb, they take a cycling from Musanze to the Twin Lakes, and it's really a awesome adventure, if I can say, because they meet the communities, they see the birds, they see the monkeys. Also, the lakes is really stunning, and there are various activities that you can do over there, like canoeing and even boat cruising over there. People also make a camping there by experiencing night fishing at Twin Lakes. And the next adventure that I can tell people to do, like rafting. Rafting is mostly known from Uganda, for where travelers do night rafting, and people can find it on our website. It is another adventure that is mostly known and mostly have high traffic because it's very lovely for the people who are adventure enthusiasts. So for now, I can say that people who are looking for rafting, I can recommend the night rafting, because it's another adventure which is really awesome. And another adventure is some hikings. So as I said, for conservation, as I was emphasizing people to also look after the experiences beyond visiting national park in order to avoid high traffic, because when we have high traffic, it affects the parks for being harmed, even though there are high control in some regions. But I can emphasize them to look after other experiences, because they are there and very good one. So here in Rwanda, I can say also visiting there's some local some hills that people visit, like Mount Kigali. In Kigali, most people who are doing Kigali city tour visit the Mount Kigali, where there are some adventures like ziplining, like hiking, like camping, and having other food experiences. I mean the local dishes tasting. So visiting those such local hills, those normal hills in the country, is also another good choice, because you meet the communities, you meet the people who are going to tell you more about the history of the countries. They show you about the cultures. It's really another ways of experiencing the countries without harming the environment, and it's really good for adventure lovers. Yeah.
Yeah, very good. Well, one thing I like to do in England is to drink tea and coffee. So what opportunity are there to find out, well, where they come from and how they are picked?
Thank you very much. I can first of all say to anyone who is watching us that most welcome to Rwanda, the home of where the best coffee is prepared from, and even tea. So Rwanda is most known for the best tea, and also the coffee. So when people are coming to Rwanda, need to do such experience, experiencing coffee, how it's being prepared, how it's being done, every step, in order to have the final product that they see on the market. And most travelers used to combine this experience with other activities, but even though you are having you need to experience only that one, like coffee experience or tea experience, it's very possible. For those one who are looking for one-day tours, most of the time they get picked from their hotels where they have checked in, and also when they have multiple days, many tour operators and even lodges, they offer airport transfers from airports, and also coming back to the airport. So I can say, when you want to experience such experience, you just contact your tour operator. And they also Swift, I can proudly say that Swift Africa also is ready to help anyone who is willing to experience coffee or tea tour with maybe combination with other activities. When you get here in Rwanda, we pick you from the airport, and we transfer you to your hotel where you will be checking, and we transfer you to the places where we visit, Lake Volcano's National Park, if it's a Lake Kivu. And after that, we combine your activity, which is that one for coffee and tea experience, in order to have the moment to see how everything is being done here in Rwanda.
I was going to say, if the coffee of Rwanda is the best in the world, we might not want to leave.
Hey, when you visit Rwanda, Kigali is going to be the best thing that you will ever need to visit, like always and even often.
Yeah. Fantastic.
So I can say that when someone is coming here in Rwanda, Kigali, because of the way it's a really clean, the way it's really arranged, like the way the government is have organized everything, and with the vibes, let's say vibe, because everyone who is coming to visit Rwanda is looking for something make him very happy. So Rwanda is really arranged in the way that you will. I cannot understand how to explain it, but it's really wonderful. It's having various activities that you can do, like going to the local markets, meeting the people who are really wonderful, meeting the people who are doing different businesses. If you want to run how creativity is, how creativity is going on here in Rwanda, seeing how the journey from after genocide up to today, you can see it's really something touching and even enchanting, because of the way it is. So I can say for someone who is coming to Rwanda is like coming to rehab, if I can say, because you relax, you feel at home, you feel like everything is really dope, you feel secured, because Rwanda is among the best the first countries that are very safe for travelers. So when you're here, everything's good. You only have to travel and take your time to experience various things without any problem.
Well, that's good to know. Now, at the beginning of our chat, you were talking about that you began your tourism journey looking after domestic travel. Do you think Rwandans and the people of the East Africa are traveling enough or have enough travel opportunities?
So for people who are coming from Rwanda and even from East Africa, are also traveling to Rwanda most, but I can say it's something which is growing like today, because in the days before, it was really difficult to find someone who can take the time for traveling. Like, let's say I'm going to spend 2 days to Rubavu, where Lake Kivu is, or let's say in Musanze, where Volcano National Park is. So domestic tourism nowadays here in Rwanda is growing fast, and with those people who are coming from Tanzania, Uganda, like for these days, in 5 days, I've received like about 6 bookings for those people who are coming Tanzania and even Uganda, looking for tours here in Rwanda. So that's something in 1 month. It is something that I can say. It was my first time to see those 6 bookings in 1 month, of the people who are East African or Rwandans coming here in Rwanda to travel. So I can say, comparing to what I've seen since before up to today, I can say that domestic tourism is really growing also faster, which I can say it's giving a hope that maybe in the coming days we will see high number of people who are traveling in Rwanda, visiting different regions, but coming from Rwanda or coming from East Africa. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's very encouraging. So I wanted to finish up by asking you how you feel about tourism going forward, and what would you like to see happening in the coming year?
What did I think? You said that about something which is happening today, and what I think about the coming years.
Yeah, how do you think? Yeah, how do you think tourism is going to develop in East Africa, and what would you like to see happen?
Something that I can say is that first of all, everyone who is visiting, who is planning to visit the country, he also look for for safety, and he looks for the experiences. So I can say today, here in Rwanda, in East Africa in general, those are countries which are really having fast development in tourism. So best services, best accommodations, best experiences. I can say that for now, tourism is showing really hope of that in the coming years it will be something giving the opportunities to the community, and even giving the way of different working opportunities. So what I can say about the future of tourism here in Rwanda is that for the people who are willing to invest in tourism, it's also another opportunity for them to come and make that investment, because it's something which is it's really something I can say anyone cannot neglect as that, but have to put in consideration if you're looking to invest in tourism, because they are a hope of the growing of the business of the tourism businesses. So, and also I can say that with that of the people of the domestic people who are domestic tourists who are visiting Rwandan destinations and even other regions in East Africa. As it's growing, it shows that in the future we are also going to have a visible changes to our tourism.
Yeah,
Hello?
fantastic. Well, it's been marvelous having a chat to Daniel. I could talk to you for a very long time, but for now, thank you very much for appearing on the podcast.
Thank you very much also for having me today, and thank you for the best conversation. I really appreciate you.
No, you're most welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.